Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder once again with another Reddit story for you. This one is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Refusing to Pay for My Brother's Wedding After He Invited My Ex? So here's the situation. My 28 male younger brother, 25 male, is getting married soon, and I was excited for him until I found out he decided to invite my ex-girlfriend, 27 female, to the wedding. Now, let me give you some background. We broke up over a year ago, and it was pretty rough. She cheated on me with his best friend, and it took me months to get over that betrayal. When I found out that she was invited, I was furious and reached out to my brother to express my feelings. I told him that I would not attend if she was there. Instead of being understanding, he got defensive and accused me of ruining his big day. He insisted that he wanted her there because they've become friends since the breakup and that she's changed. I told him that if I'm not welcome, then I won't be attending, and therefore I won't be covering my share of the wedding expenses, which I had already agreed to pay before the invitation fiasco. Now my family is pulling me in every direction, saying I'm being petty and ruining my brother's wedding for no reason. They're calling me an asshole for not supporting my brother and potentially putting a financial strain on his wedding plans. Some even suggested that I should just suck it up and attend for the sake of family. I've now decided that I'm not paying for a single thing, and that if he wants to have a wedding with my ex as the guest of honor, it's on him to cover the costs. Am I the asshole for standing my ground and refusing to fund my brother's wedding under these circumstances? Okay, this is an interesting one. She cheated on him with his brother's best friend. So it's her attachment to the brother's best friend that's the reason she is going to be at the wedding, and he's befriended her too. So let's put ourselves in his shoes for a second. He knows that there's bad blood there, but now he's got this really good friend who is the girlfriend of his best friend, and he's got his brother. But his bestie and his bestie's girlfriend are not paying for a share of the wedding. I don't know how he got roped into paying for any part of this. Again, I'm guessing he's just done well and volunteered to do that, but you can unvolunteer at any time. I don't know how close it is to the wedding. Yanking money at the last second is probably an asshole move, but this is something he should have known better than to do. If he didn't deliver the news himself to you that she was going to be invited before those invitations went out, then he f***ed up. In my opinion, he f***ed up here. I think the decisions that you make, you have to look at the people you can't piss off and the people that you're depending on to do you favors and make sure you don't rock the boat with them. And there's a decorum, there's a process of respect for communicating with those people ahead of time and making sure they're going to be comfortable with things that you think might make them uncomfortable. That's something you freaking check on before you just go full send on it. Slow clap for OP. AskCon 2, you don't get to pick the guest list just because you are paying for the wedding. We have to tell mother-in-laws this all the time. We do. Here's the difference. Your brother-in-law is volunteering here. He doesn't have an obligation, and I guess parents don't have an obligation either, and it's not their wedding, but it's also their money that he has the right to pull. So he's saying, look, if you want to keep her, fine, but you can't keep both her and my money. And he feels strongly enough about this he gets to feel what he feels. His family minimizing it and saying, what did they say? I had it highlighted for a second. They said, saying I'm being petty and ruining my brother's wedding for no reason. They just don't want the boat rocked. They don't selfishly, they don't want to deal with the bullshit. And maybe that's their true opinion on this, but it matters to him. And he can't make it not matter to him. So it matters to us, and it should matter to the brother because he's depending on the wedding or on the money for it. So again, I'd say, look, whether you agree with his opinion or not, we have to accept that he is feeling this thing, and it is a deal breaker for him. And if we're expecting him to do favors, he's somebody that we have to cater to. If you don't need his favor, cool, do your thing. And it would be much better if there weren't any strings attached to it, but it's a big enough deal for him. Whether it's right or not, I feel like brother getting married is the one who screwed up here. He could have pre-communicated, discover it was going to be a big deal, and found a solution before ever fucking up. Updates. Okay, so I wanted to update everybody because things have escalated, and it's even crazier than I expected. After my last post, I thought maybe my family would come around to my way of thinking. Instead, they absolutely lost it. My brother called me crying, saying I'm ruining his happiness, and my parents have taken his side 100%. In a fit of rage, I ended up posting screenshots of our conversation in our family group chat. You know, the ones where he called me selfish and petty. Yeah, I regret that decision, but I feel like a let's air out this dirty laundry moment. My extended family saw the text, and now half of them think I'm justified, while the other half is calling me the family villain. To add fuel to the fire, my ex-girlfriend contacted me directly. She said it's unfair that I'm acting like she's some monster when I should just be mature about the situation. I told her that she would always be a reminder of my brother's betrayal and that I won't ever see her in a positive light. She then had the audacity to say my brother might reconsider his whole wedding if I'm not there. He's reconsidering not having it because he can't afford to have it. I think that's what it sounds like. Now my parents want us to have a family meeting to discuss this drama like we're on some sort of reality TV show. I told them I'm not showing up if it's just going to be him whining while my ex is basking in it all. Call me dramatic, but this whole mess has made me feel like I'm in an episode of a soap opera. So now I'm considering throwing some cash into the mix for an epic weekend getaway instead of funding his wedding. His wedding is about my ex, not him. Honestly, I feel justified in saying no. I'm still standing my ground, but part of me is genuinely worried this might tear my family apart. Edit, I'm overwhelmed by all the replies and I appreciate them all. I'm sorry if I'm unable to reply to them all, but I read every single one. OP's comment here, just to clarify, I'm not trying to ruin my brother's happiness. It feels like everyone is more concerned about my ex's feelings than mine. I'm genuinely confused about why my life choices are being judged when his choices directly impact me. I made reservations for a cruise and will be away during all the drama. Honestly, I think it's the best way to escape this mess. Top comment here, this is not even about your life choices. This is about basic integrity and decency. 1, your ex cheated on you with your brother's best friend. There's no excuse for this, nor should there be a forgiveness for your ex or your brother's best friend. A good brother would have cut your ex and his best friend for what they did to you. The fact that he didn't is disgusting. 2, you dumped her cheating ass, which any reasonable, intelligent person would have done. 3, your brother decided to invite your ex to his wedding without even considering that you may not be comfortable with it or asking you if that would be okay. You don't matter here. It's his day. He made that clear. 4, since you don't matter, I don't see any reason for you to participate or contribute to the wedding. It's your brother's day and he has the right to invite whoever he wants, just like you have the right to choose whether or not you want to attend the wedding or not. And I'm going to add to this, or fund the wedding or not. 5, your family is blaming you for putting a financial strain on his wedding. What the is this? Since when is he entitled to your money? If your brother can't afford to get married without you sponsoring it, then maybe he's not financially competent yet to start a family. This is not your problem. 6, your brother accused you of ruining his happiness? What? This is some level 80 manipulation BS. He made a decision to invite your ex who cheated on you, then brushed you off when you expressed that you were not comfortable with that. And now that you've decided not to go, he makes a shocked Pikachu face and blames you. How old is he? 12? If your family keeps bothering you for your contribution to his wedding, tell them that he is not entitled to your money nor your presence at his wedding. If your ex contacts you, tell her to go f herself and block her. OP, have a nice trip and enjoy your vacation, hopefully with your phone turned off. Here's one test, and I don't agree with the general concept of testing people, but here's one thing that would tell you real quick if it's you or your money that he's really butthurt about. Send him a message and say, hey, what if I don't attend but still fund the wedding? Just what if? And if he's like, yeah, man, I mean, I'd rather have you there, but yeah, that'd be okay. Then you know. To me, this feels like this is all about the money and it is not about the bond. And you OP are setting the gauntlet down for that. You're like, oh, hey, you don't get the money without the bond. If you want the bond and the money, here's what you have to do. And he's like, I can't do it. You're ruining my day. You're ruining my happiness. I understand him feeling that way, but he got himself in this situation with a series of choices. And you, OP, have the right to pull your money. You're right. It is his wedding. He gets to decide who to invite. And you get to decide who to gift your money to.